ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरत्विषे नमः। पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य तन्वयादितरतश्चार्थे भिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्म हृदयादिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th Canto, chapter number 16. So we read chapter 15, in which it was described how Prithu Maharaj appeared from the arms, right arm of body of Venu. And then there was a description of his Abhishek, how he was installed as the king. And then the Suk, Magadha and Bundi, they wanted to praise him, glorify, sing slokas in his glorification. So he forbade them, saying that this is not proper because he has not manifested any of his qualities or has done anything. So it will be futile to speak about it. In the 16th chapter, we will read how they will glorify him anyway, because this is their job. They cannot go out of job. So this 16th chapter is basically all his glorification, the activities which he will do in future. There is saying that the divine people, high class people, when they are praised, they get energy. Devastutya vardhante. And the devas, they gain power by praising, by glorification. Means when they are glorified, then it's like reminding them what they are supposed to do, and they have the power to do it. Those who are not high class, when they are praised, they become proud. And instead of acting on that, they may just take it for granted. So this is the difference. And that's why there is praise or stotras always in the scriptures. So devas, gods, they have power in them, and when you praise them, it's like bringing their power to the surface, so that they can act, they can bless and function. So this is the purpose of this glorification, that by praising Prithu Maharaj, they are like telling him that this is the job you have to do. This is what is expected from you. So then they keep it in mind, and as he was saying that Mameya Bhuvan with Tagiro, that you don't praise me, otherwise your words may become false in relationship to me. That means he is careful that what is said about him, he does that. So for that reason, they are reminding him, they are informing him. So Maitreya said, Iti Brahmanam Nripatim Gayaka Muni Choditaha Tushtuvus Tushtamanasas Tadvagam Rupasevaya. Maitreya said that when Maharaj Prithu said like this, as we read that don't praise, and if you want to praise, then praise only Lord Narayan, he is worthy of praise. Then these people, Suta, etc., they were very happy to hear his sweet voice, and then they were inspired by the sages who were assembled there, that you sing his glories. So on their inspiration, they started singing. And this is what they said. Nalam vayam te mahimanu varnane Yadeva varyo tatar maya Venang jatasya cha paurushani Te vachaspati namapi babhram dhiyaha. They said that it is not possible for us to glorify you. Nalam vayam te mahimanu varnane. Why? Because you are directly the Lord yourself. So, and Lord is unlimited. So who can glorify him? By your own grace you have become manifest. Although you have appeared from the body of the womb. So generally the source of birth is important, and a person or object is also known from where it is coming. But since Lord is supreme, he is Aja, he is unborn, for him it doesn't matter. Lord Nrsimhadev, he appeared from a pillar, so it does not mean that he is inert. So like that, Prithu also appeared from the dead body, and that does not make him inferior or anything like that. So he said, Paurushanite Vachaspati Namapi Babdhamudhiya, that even the great people like Brahma, they cannot glorify you. Even their intelligence becomes bewildered when they think what all you can do. Plus, like manifesting from the arm. So this is very bewildering thing. Sri Vishnath says, Muni Prayukta Sutadya Sodase Tushtavuhu Prithum Stavascha Prithvi Dohadibhi Avitar Vritti Suchakaha. Says that being engaged by the sages, the Suta, Magadha and Vandi, they glorified Prithu. And this is described in the 16th chapter. And in the prayers they also talk about churning of the earth, milking of the earth, and Avita Vritti Suchaka. So Bhavita Vritti Suchaka, what are the future activities which he is going to perform. So this will be basically the subject of his glorification. This chapter will basically give a list of Prithu Maharaj's life's activities that he will do there. And I'll tell you here listed. Nalam na samartha, that we are not capable of glorifying you. You are manifested by your own will. Yadva swasakya archisa saha. So the word Maya, that you have appeared by Maya, can mean two things. Maya means Kripa, and Maya can also mean his wife Archi, that you have born and you have appeared with her. Tav Parushani Prati Brahmadi Namapi Dhiyo Mudram. That the wonderful, valorous activities which we are going to perform, even people like Brahma cannot understand them. So then one can say, if that is the case, then how you are able to glorify me? Brahma does not understand. So then he says, Athapi udara savasat vikor hare kala utarasya kathamrita dritaha yathopadesham munibhi prachoditaha sladhyani karmani vayam yatanyahi. So although it is not possible, still being inspired by the sages and under their instruction, we are going to speak about your activities. This is the reason we are directly Lord Hari's Kalavatar, and your fame is very generous or very well spread. So the reason they are able to glorify him is that the sages have instructed or inspired, or they have given him the power, then the power to do it. Esa dharmvritam sreshto lokam dharmenu vartayan gopta cha dharma setunam shasta tat paripanthinam. He says that he is the best of those who protect dharma, and lokam dharmenu vartayan. He will help people to follow their respective duties. He is the protector of the limits and principles of dharma, and he will discipline those who do not follow or who go against it. Yathopdesam munibhir asmad antah karanam pravishya kritam updesam natikram. So they are saying that as if the sages have entered in their heart and they are instructing from inside, therefore they are able to speak, not independently. So just as in case of Dhruva Maharaj, Lord, he has touched his cheek with his conch, and then his conch gave him the power to speak. So in the same way, these people are speaking by the power of the sages. So what they are saying is also not wrong or exaggeration. Usually in the material world, when people glorify somebody, there is always overstatement. It's always a mixture of lies. There is some truth and big mixture of exaggeration. But that is not the case with the Lord, because He is all powerful, He is omnipotent, He can do anything. So first thing which is spoken about Him is that He is the protector of Dharma. This is the main function of Lord's appearance as far as material world is concerned. In case of Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it is said that they have their internal region to come. External region is that to establish discipline, and internal reason is to propagate bhakti. So various reasons are given in Bhagavatam in the prayers of Kunti while Lord comes, and earlier also we read. So, but one of the general reasons he comes is to maintain balance, because Vishnu's job is to maintain. So for that reason he says that Gopta cha dharma setu now. So to give instructions about dharma and also to maintain the rules of dharma, so that people don't transgress them. एषा वै लोकपालानां बिभर्ति एकस्तनौ तनुः काले काले यथा भागं लोकयोरुभयो हितम्. So they are speaking about him directly, that he is the holder of the energy of all the lokpalas. So this Esha is used in proximity, in the form of Etat in the masculine gender. So in Sanskrit we have different pronouns, something which is close, little more, little further, and not visible. There are four of them. So Etat is the closest, then Idam, then Asau, then Tat. So therefore the Esha used, Esha vai Lokpalanam, because he is just standing there next to them. So Esha vai Lokpalanam bibharti ekastanau tanu kale kale yatha bhalam lokyor udhyogita. So he says that all the Lokpalas, their energy is manifest in him, and with this energy he is going to take care of the people, maintaining them, nourishing them, entertaining them, and by spreading sacrifice, etc., he will bring welfare to both worlds, means in this world, the material world, as well as the heavenly planet. Udhyohitam. एक एव एष तनौ स्वमूर्तौ एव लोकपालानां तनुर्मूर्तिर्विभर्ति. So in this one body he has the forms, literally like the forms or the energy of all the lokpalas and the protectors. And kale kale prati samayam lokyoriti. And according to the time, whatever is the need, then he will manifest particular energy or particular function of a lokpala. So if it's time for rain, then he can bring rain. यज्ञादि प्रवर्तनेन स्वर्गस्य वृष्टादीनां भूलोकस्य च हितं भागं भग संबंधी यथा से अर्थतः. So I said that by propagating yajna, sacrifice, he will do welfare to the heaven, because sacrifice is for the heavenly people, devas, and by bringing rain on earth on time, he will do welfare to human beings. Because rain is very important for survival. Krishna says that everybody survives on food, and food is with the help of the rain. So therefore he will maintain that, especially in the past, before Prithvi Maharaj, there was no plowing of the land. The crops were just growing by themselves, and therefore there was no watering system. It is after him that it started. People started farming. Before that, people were just living on natural yield. Natural seed, whatever fell on the ground, it grew, and they pick it up. And rains came in time. So he is the one who leveled earth, made it flat. Otherwise it was not flat like this before. The mountains up down. So he puts the mountains to one side and made land for farming, flat land. That's why he's called the first king. So Bhagam Sri Kamam Mahatmam Virya Arthi Kirtisa Vasu Kala Upadatte Kale Chayam Vimunchati Samam Sarvesu Bhutesu Pratapan Surya Vadvibhu. So he says that he is like sun, having wonderful power and equal to everyone, just like the sun is equal to everyone. The sunlight can be used by anybody. There is no discrimination that only a particular person can have sunlight and not others. So, and just as the sun, he takes water in the summer, and then in the rainy season he drops it on earth. So this is says Vasu Kale Upadatte Kale Chayam Vimunchati. So in the same way, Pruthu will also do the same thing, that he will take tax from people and then utilize it for the welfare. This is the meaning. Like sun. The sun takes the water from the ocean and then drops it all over. So that is beneficial. The water in the ocean is not drinkable, but sun pulls it up by its rays and makes it usable. So in the same way, the king takes the money in the tax and utilizes for everybody's welfare. So that's what he will do. Titikshatiya karamam venya upariyakramatam bhutanam karna shashvad artanam kshitivrittiman. So he says that he will be very gracious and very humble. That even if someone puts his foot on his head, he will tolerate this. Titikshati akramam venya upari akramtamati. And just like the earth is very tolerant, that everybody is walking on it, and earth is not complaining. So Kshitivrittiman Shashvadartanam, people who are troubled, who are suffering, he will help them. So this is his character, that he is so compassionate and humble. Akramam anatikramam titikshati sahate kshitivrittiman prithvi sabhavita. So he saying that he will tolerate everybody and will be like the earth. Deve avarshtyasau devo nardeva vapurhari tuksha prana prajahi sharakshashati and sambhava. And when there is no rain and people will suffer, then in that case, like Indra, he will bring rains to people and protect them. So he has this power to bring rain. Apyayati asau lokam vadanamritam murtina sanuragavallokena vishamasmita charuna. And he will satisfy everybody by his beautiful smiles. So his face is compared to vadanamritam murti, like a moon. So moon is supposed to be the releaser of nectar through its rays. So everybody feels very happy by looking at the moon. Sun is good, but sun is too much powerful. You cannot look at the sun. So like moon, he will be gentle and very happy and loving, compassionate. So therefore he will bring love to everyone. Sanuragavalokena Vishada Smita Charana. He will look at everyone with love and affection. अव्यक्त वर्तमेश निगूढ़ कार्यो गंभीर वेदाव गुप्तम वित्त अनंत महात्मा गुण एक धामा पृथु प्रचेता एव समृतात्मा. But there is something about him which is not understood by anybody. So he says that avyakta vartamayesh, no one will understand his mind, what he wants to do, what decision he has taken, or which path he is following. Vartama means path and avyakta means not known. So no one will be able to understand his nigudha karya, therefore his activities will remain hidden. Only when the result will come out, then people will know what he is planning, what he is doing. They will not know. And Gambhira Veda and Gupta Vitta. Also his intelligence will be very deep and he will protect his wealth. People will not know how much wealth he has. He is the shelter of unlimited attributes, and in this way the high soul Prithu is just like Varuna. So Varuna is also supposed to be a very powerful person. In the story of Hiranyakasipu, Hiranyaksha, he read that he went to fight with Varuna because he heard that Varuna is very powerful, and Hiranyaksha was looking for a match to fight. So he went there, but when Varuna saw him, he very humbly told him that, my dear friend, a year late, I am too old now. Should I come a little earlier? If you really want to fight, have fun, then go and fight with Hari. So then he asked, where can I find him? He said, you go and look for him somewhere in the water. And then he met Narada, and Narada told him. So from that incident it appears that Varuna was, at least once upon a time, a very powerful person. So there are a lot of stutis about Varuna in the Vedas. So Vadanameva Amrita Murtis Chandras Tenaiti Chandratanu Dharana Muktu. That the face is like the Chandra, and therefore this implies that he has the power of Chandra. So if you see these verses, and each verse is also talking about some power of a particular Deva. Because we read about Dharma, then we read about Indra, then about Sun, then about Earth, that is tolerant like Earth, now about Varuna. So this is what was said, that Yesavai Lokpalanam Vibharti Ekastanam, that he has all the power of the different lokas. And these verses are hinting at that. How he is like Earth, he is like Indra, he is like Sun, he is like Moon, space, and now he is like Varuna. So this is what is signified here. Navyaktam Vartama Antah Pravesha Nirgamayor Margo Yasyasa. So he says that his Vartama, his path, is not known, how he enters, how he comes out. Nigudham Nispatte Purvam Avigyatam Karim Yasyasa. And his work is not known unless he has finished it. Tacha karyam gambhiram annera gyata viprayam nitasyat tatha vidhasti pudena. So he has intelligence, he has mind where he can keep the secret, not inform everybody everything. unless there is time for it. So therefore he said Gambhira Veda. Upadhikyena guptam vittam dhanam jnanam cha yasya sa. And his wealth, his knowledge is also hidden. No one knows how much he has. Anantasya Vishnoriva Mahatman Gunasya Ekam Mukhyam Dhama Prabhavasya. His qualities are unlimited like Lord Vishnu, and therefore he is the only one center of all this. Samvrit Atma Anya Lakshita Subhava. He is called Samvrit Atma, or whose mind or his characteristics are covered, meaning that not easy to understand his nature. Prachetaha Varuna Iva iti Samudra Charatvena Varunasyapi Ete Guna Drashtava. So he, in this sense, he is like Pracheta or Varuna, who is in the ocean. So because he also remains hidden, and if he is hidden, if there is a fish inside the water, then you don't know which way it will go. So like that, his actions are not predictable. Durasado durvishaha asannopi viduravat naiva vibhavitum sakyo vinani yuktito nalaha. So he is like fire which has come out from the wood of Vena, and so therefore he is Durasada, means the enemies cannot defeat him. It's like fire can burn. And Durvishaha, therefore the enemies are unable to tolerate him. And although he is close, he is far away. Why? Because no one can overpower him. So he may be appearing that he is next to you, but by his qualities, by his nature, by his prowess, he is much superior and different from everyone. Durasadaha dushtatamahi satruvargai anikataha. So he is not in the reach of the enemies. And Durvasaha satru sadhulai sodhuna sakti. That even the most powerful enemies will not be able to stand against him. Venaev arnistan matna guttita. So he has come out from the fire, from the wood of Vena. Arni is special wood which was used before to generate fire in the sacrifice without using matchbox. अंतर्बहिश्च भूतानां पश्यन् कर्माणि चारणैः उदासीनैव अध्यक्षो वायुरात्मैव देहिनाम्. And he is just like Vayu or the wind god. So just as wind or air is inside and outside, so in the same way he is inside of the living beings and also outside, and therefore sees all the activities of people, yet remains indifferent. So in the same way he also knows the activities of all people through his spies. So previously kings used to have also spies, which were called Charana or Guptachara, because they will wander and talk to people in general. It's like in India people sit at the tea shop and gossip. So they will also come sit down like this, talk to people and try to get some news. So these Guptacharas, they were very expert in that. So he said that Prithu Maharaj will also do that. He will try to get news about his kingdom. Sometimes they also used to go themselves It was also customary in India that many kings, they will change their dress and go into their own kingdom, talk to people and try to find out, because even the spies may tell lies just to please him, not give proper information. So there are many stories like that, how they will go. So recently somebody was talking about looking at this police officer. He came, but he dressed up just like normal. And this Krishna's birthplace, so there is very heavy security there and the cars are not allowed. You come from the other side, they stop you. They put the barrier. So he came in the car and they stopped him. And then another car came and that guy gave some money and they allowed him. So he noticed this. So then he was sitting in his car and he called this policeman and he said, "Why did you allow him?" So he said something and then he says, "Who is the in charge, police in charge here?" So he gave the name and then this guy just called him and he said, I'm the IG, the top boss, I'm calling him. And when this police guy came to know, he was shivering. So he said, why this car was allowed? So previously the kings used to do that. Of course, if they do it now, then this corruption will go away in India. But nobody wants to do such things. And even if they do it, then they will ask money. Okay, now I will not do anything to you, you give me money. So therefore he says that, actually if you read Arthashastra by Chanakya, and there is a whole chapter in that. Chanakya was the minister of Chandragupta Maurya, and he has written a very nice book, How to Rule, different aspects of the kingdom. So in that he talks about spies, which is a very important part of king's management. So he tells what type of people are good to become spies, and how to test a spy, and what are his duties, and how many spies he should have, and spies in his own kingdom and spies for the enemy's kingdom. In detailed description he gives. So now also of course every country has their, what they call, intelligence service. So that's what they are in the previous years also. So antarbahishya bhutanam pasyam karmani charani. So he says that he will see the activities of people inside and out through the spies. And udasinaiva adhyaksha vayuratmaiva dehana. But he will remain indifferent by hearing the praise or criticism of people. He will not be influenced by that. Just like the wind. Na dandyam dandayatyesha sutama atmadvishamapi dandayati atmajanmapi dandyam dharma tathe stitaha. Then he gives next characteristic, that he will not punish an innocent person, even if he is the son of his worst enemy. So, not that he has a chance and he is my enemy's son and somehow they catch him and they punish him. So, rather than if he is innocent, then he will not punish. But if his own son commits a mistake, then dandayati atmajam api dandyam, and he deserves punishment, then he will not spare him. So dharma pathe stita, therefore he will remain situated on the path of dharma. So this shows that how he is a representative of Dharma or Yamaraj, that he will do proper judgment and proper punishment to the deserving people and not punish undeserving people, like it happened in case of that Animandav, that sage who was meditating, and the thieves, they stole something from the palace, but when they were going out they were seen by the guards and the policemen, and they started chasing. So the thieves, they ran, and they realized that they will be caught, so they entered into the ashram, they threw their booty there and they hid somewhere. When the police people came there, they saw that the sage was sitting there and meditating. So the policemen thought that this guy is now fake, and since he was about to be caught, he is acting as if he is a yogi. So they caught him and took him to the king, and he was punished. So sometimes police people also do that. Even now I know in India, because if some crime is done and the crime becomes highlighted, then the pressure is on the police to catch the criminal, because media and the people in general are demanding. So police tries to find the criminal, but it is not always possible. Then what do? They catch some innocent fellow and say he has done it, and they beat him up. So this happens. So he says that na dandyam dandeti esha sutam atmavasana. He will not do that. Even somebody is the son of his enemy. So dharma pathe yamasya vrittau, therefore he will follow like the job of Yamaraj. So then this sage, actually he was put on the stake, but he did not die even after 24 hours. So then only the king realized that we have made a mistake. So he was brought down from the stake, and the king asked for forgiveness. But then he went to Yamaraj and he said that why did you punish me like this? I don't remember that I have committed any sin in my life. So Yamaraj said that once when you were a child, you took one insect and you pierced it with a piece of grass, like children playing. So that's why you got pierced. So he said, but I was only a child, I did not know what is right or wrong. So that is the time he cursed Yamaraj to become a Shudra. And then Yamaraj was born as Vidura. So that's why Vidura is personification of Dharma, of Yamaraj. And then he also made a rule that I think till 12 years of age, no one will get the same. 5 or 8, something like that.
You cannot be looked at anymore.
Now they have to reduce the age.
Oh.
Now people are becoming more intelligent even when they are 4 years old. Asya pratihatam chakram prithoravana sachalat vartate bhagavan arko yavat tapti goganehi. So he says that his chakra, means his rule, will be all over the earth, beginning from the Manasa mountain where the sun first is seen. So means he will be the emperor on the earth. He will control everybody. Yavat tapti gogane. Wherever the sun's rays are falling, it will all be ruled by him. Manasottar girim avivyapya vartate. There is supposed to be some mountain called Manasa. So, Kim Paryantam Tya Harko Yavat Tapti. So, beginning from that mountain up to wherever the sun rays are falling, he will rule over all that. Ranjishyati yallokam ayamatma vichestitaihi athamahu rajanam manoranjanakaihi praja. So this Sanskrit word Raja, it can be derived in different ways. It can be from the root Rajri, means to shine or to be glorious, or it can come Ranjanat Raja, one who brings happiness, pleasure, entertainment to people. That is called Raja. Raja means a king. So he is using this second meaning. Ranjishyati yallokam ayam atma vichestita. Says that he will bring pleasure to people by his deeds. Therefore he is called Raja. It is for this reason that he is king, not that he is going to terrorize him. Atha amum ahu rajanam manoranjana kai praja. So because he will bring manoranjan, he will bring peace, happiness to people, therefore he is called Raja. Manoranjanani kani sukhani yabhyastair atmachestai. So that activities which will be very pleasing to the people. Anyastu rajati iti niruktya ayam tu ranjati rajati iti nirukti dvenaiva rajati. So he says in his case both meanings are applicable. Ranjati iti raja and rajati iti raja. That he is glorious, effulgent, shining, and also because he is giving happiness to people. दृढ़व्रता सत्यसंधो ब्रह्मण्यो वृद्धसेवकः शरण्य सर्वभूतानां मानदो दीनवत्सलः मातृभक्ति परस्त्रीषु पत्न्यामर्धम्यवात्मनः प्रजासु पितृवत् स्निग्धः किंकरो ब्रह्मवादिनां देहिनामात्मवत्प्रेष्ठ स्वीनां नन्दिवर्धनः मुक्तसङ्गप्रसङ्गोऽयं दण्डपाणिरसाधुषु. So now further characteristics are given about this, a whole list of his qualities. That he is dridhavrata, means of firm vows. If he decides or says something, then no one can change that. And satyasandha, he is very much devoted to his word, truthful. Vrat sandhayo shastriya laukikaspabhyam bhedu gya. So these two words, vrata and sandha, they basically mean same. Vrata also means taking a vow, I will do it, and satyasandha also means same. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gives a distinction between them. He says the vrat refers to things which are related with the scriptures. That scripture says something and you follow that. That is called vrata. And sandha is when someone himself or self takes a vow. And brahmanyo, he will be very much devoted to the brahmanas, or those who are teaching Vedic knowledge to people. And vriddha sevaka, service to the old people. Saranya, he will give shelter to the poor. And sarvbhutanam manavo, he will be very respectful to everyone, not proud or insolent. So this will be his characteristic. And deenavatsala, he will be very compassionate on the fallen souls, poor people. Matri bhakti parastrishu, and the others women he will treat them like mother. And patnyam ardhamivatmana, and his own wife he will treat her just like his own half body. Means very affectionate and kind. And Prajasu Pitri Vat Snigdha. And for the people, he will be affectionate just like his own children. So this is the behavior. These are actually the qualities which king was supposed to have. And that's why kings in the past were loved. So later on they became corrupt. And King Karo Brahmavadinam. And he will be a servant of the self-realized people. Those who are great sadhus, sannyasis, he will be very much devoted to them. And Dehinam Atmavat Preshtha Suhidam Nandi Vardhan. He will be dear. People will also love him just like their own self. So people actually had so much love and affection for kings in the past. When Lord Ramchandra, he wanted to go to the forest, everybody wanted to follow him. The whole Ayodhya was behind him. He said, if you are going, we are not going to live here. Same with Yudhishthira Maharaj. When Yudhishthira Maharaj went to forest, and he lost everything. Everybody wanted to come with him. He has to request them that please stay back. Still, thousands of Brahmanas came. And that's why he was worried, how am I going to maintain them? And he got this Akshapatra, this inexhaustible pot, which was giving so much food. So he was feeding everybody. So there were a lot of people with him. They didn't want to leave him. He says, we don't want to go away without you. We will die. So the kings were honored like that. Dehinam Atmavat Prashta. So he says he will be dear to people just like their own self. Suhidam Nandi Vardhana. And he will bring great pleasure to his own dear members, friends. Mukta Sangha Prasangoyam. So he will be also free from any attachment. And he will be very much attached to devotees. So he will be detached to materialistic people or materialistic activities, also attached to devotional and devotional activities. And Dandapani Rasadasu. But those who are rogues and thieves, for them he will have a lot of chastisement, he will punish them. So these are the characteristics of a king which are described here, making Prithu as an object. Means this is what is expected from a king, and Prithu was like that. So in his case, this is all true, there is no exaggeration. In another case, it may be true, it may not be true. So there are some more verses. This whole chapter is basically all about his glorification. We will read the rest now. So if we have a king like this, then why do we need democracy? Because in democracy you are not sure who will be the ruler. So they were also trained like that. Because kings used to have their teachers, gurus, and besides learning martial arts and the Vedas, they were also taught in these principles. So they had the pride that I am a king and I have to rule like this. I have to treat people nicely, I have to give them facility. So this was their character to exploit.
When Prithu leveled the earth and initiated agriculture, is this seen as an entirely auspicious act?
Auspicious?
Yes. Just the reason I'm just asking is,
Well, it was auspicious because there was a need for it.
Yeah.
People were not having enough food at that time. So he did it. Before that there was no need.
I've heard it said that in Sattva Yuga, there's no need for farming, right? And that it begins in Dwapara Yuga? Is that right?
Yeah.
So that
In
means that,
Satyuga there was no need.
so it means that he ruled during Treta or Dwapara?
Well, it looks like maybe Treta. Maybe towards the end of Treta. So let's pray that we have a king like this. Actually, you need one person like this.
Right.
You can solve all the problem. Not rare to find such people.
You get killed immediately.
Yeah. Today somebody sent me an email saying about the corruption in India, giving all the figures, this 2G scam and this Commonwealth Games which happened some time ago. Indian government spent on these games, total budget was 60,000 crore rupees. And they gave the figures that the same Commonwealth Games when they were held in UK and the place, the budget was 10,000, 12,000. It's like 6 times. And the next one, I don't know where it is going to happen, their budget is also 15,000. So you can imagine the amount of corruption.
Not a generous budget.
60,000. So like many things he was giving figures. It's amazing how much. I just wonder, and there's a limit to have money also. What do you do with it? So this money can be utilized just to generate electricity, make roads, connect the rivers. You know. See, there's no lack here. So much money. And these few people on the top, they eat up all the resources. Now yesterday there was a news that some people are saying that they should make bribe as legal. So anyway it is being done, you make it legal, at least you have to pay some tax on it. And you are not afraid of giving and taking it. So it has come to that level that you may be prime legal.
It's mostly in the north side. It's not in the south.
You know, there was this about YSR, this Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh,
Yeah,
he died.
yeah, Tirupati.
How much, what a big scam he did, his figures were also given. And about this Amba,
Okay. Lakshmi.
no, that Jayalalitha,
Oh, yeah, something like that.
and about the Karunanidhi family, that whole family, how much they have eaten. All these figures he is given.
Yamaraj must be questioning, they're above 12.
And then YSR wanted to take all the 7 hills of Tirupati. Like, he wanted to just keep them the 2 hills for Lord Babaji and the remaining, because he was a Christian, he wanted to like do something like that.
So much minerals and petrol and all this what's happening.
And I guess Prithu was in a position where this is what he had to do, but much of this hoarding and keeping an abundance of more than one needs began with agriculture. Because then we store with more food that we need, we're able to have larger populations, and everything can escalate from that point.
Yeah, it starts, but also there are rules that you give so much for charity, do sacrifices and distribute. So if you follow all that, then it remains that also the distribution system. And everybody was not doing agriculture. Brahmanas don't do agriculture, only Vaishyas do.
Babaji, I have total different